song was called A Gypsy Cried. This is Mr. Lou Christie.
I had some trouble with my baby, so I had my fortune read. I had some trouble with my baby, and this is what the gypsy said. The gypsy cried.
We wrote like Lightning Strikes, or you're always, or the first million-selling record, or the first two. You know, the first record, like I said, The Gypsy Cried, was a million-seller. Then I thought, we got to come up with another one, because I was always thinking, what am I going to do now? I got to do the next one, and that was Two Faces of I, which was another million-seller. I didn't want to make records like anyone else.
Sure.
I was never a copycat. I didn't like the idea of trying to do something like someone else, you know. The success was one thing. I thought I'd love to be successful and have hit records, but I didn't want to sound like anyone. I didn't want to copy someone. You know, that's why I never had a record that sort of like everyone tried to be the Beatles for a while and everyone tried to do this for a while. Nah, I wanted to be original. I thought I was hearing something else, and every time I would go in and be original, it would come out to be a very successful record.
Somebody big just died. 1960s pop icon Lou Christie is dead at 82 years old. And my friend Mike North is here to help deliver his eulogy. Mike, how are you, my friend? Long time no see.
Yeah, I mean, we're losing rock and roll guys. We're losing Brian
Left
Wilson,
and right.
Sly. Now we got Lou Christie. And what's great is about the Lou Christie deal, and I'll tell the story in a little bit here, but we got to get to the business at hand first. We got to take care of Cumberland Chapel. It's always good to see Joe Mandel alive and breathing, the two of us. Someday that won't be the case, and our families will have to plan for us. But let's get off me and Joe as the subject, and let's talk about other things like, hey, what's going on at Cumberland Chapel? Beautiful place, spacious, unbelievable. It's great. A place. What, did I spook you, Joe? Did I scare you?
No, my camera booted me out. I'm back now.
Yeah.
So we can talk now about
I brought up that me and you died, and all of a sudden you went off the air. 8300 West Lawrence Avenue, Cumberland Chapel's funeral home. Anthony Lupo, Peter Martino, the crew. They've been serving families with grace, dignity, honor. They are economical for you. They know what you can spend, what you can afford, what they're willing to give you. These are some recent testimonials to people who had been there probably before to view other people. They have cremation services. They have everything else, parking, plenty of chapels. It's still, just a honored thing. It's got to be done right. Everything, the last big money that you spend, considering weddings and everything else, it's going to be on somebody in your family. That's the fact. Or on yourself. It's going to be a big expenditure.
That's right.
Okay. I don't want to know when it's me how much it is. It won't matter. But I'm going to tell you, Cumberland Chapels. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Then, it's 8300 West Lawrence. Where's the symbols? And then we have Pennyville Station, one of the great places. I love their half-pound burger, and I love their catered services and their banquet room. It's not a banquet room. It's really, it is. We just had a party there. They have private parties. They have great drinks, great service, great staff. You can go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday to see Tino Antonacci. And there's Tony Antonacci right in the middle there between me and Jesse Rogers from ESPN. 112 Main Street, Park Ridge, Illinois, 847-720-4841, right across from the railroad station.
That's right.
Now, I brought up, I gave our secret password, which nobody but me, Joe, and Eldo Gandia know, which is Dakota. Nobody knows it.
It wasn't just Dakota you sent me, Mike. You said quadruple Dakota.
I said a quadruple Dakota. And I go, Lou Christie. And Joe goes,
Who?
Ooh.
I sound like an owl.
And then once, and this is what kind of artist he was. He's what I called a jukebox superstar. You didn't necessarily buy his records, but you know that one or two of his records were on every jukebox, maybe in North America, Canada, and maybe some communist bloc countries. Lightning Strikes was one of them. Okay. Rhapsody in the Rain was another one. Gypsies have, there were like 5 or 6 of them. Now, when I put this show together, I said, hey, I got to just have the big names. And this guy was a huge name in the 60s, 70s. I heard Joe bring him up. He was the most popular 60s, 70s, but he went 80s, 90s, all the way into 2000. But Joe's right. He was big at that time, and he made a big difference. But he wasn't covered like I thought he should be covered, like, of course, Sly and the Family Stone or like Brian Wilson.
Sure.
But he was very pertinent. Now, I found it interesting. He said he didn't want to copy anybody, yet they sent him to see Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And he basically did mimic or had that high falsetto voice that could get up. And, he was just great. And the reason I got this show together was to honor people that I loved when I was growing up, that I said was great. The songs that I heard that were outstanding. His name was, and I never knew he was Italian, and I mean full Italian. Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco was his name.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. February 19th, 1943. He was born June 18th, 2025. He dies at the age of 82. He died in his home state of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was born in Glen Willard, Pennsylvania. Soft rock, pop rock. He wrote a lot of his own music. This looked like, if I was going to say, his cocaine phase, if he had one.
Oh, sure.
No doubt about it. This was the 80s. This was Midnight Special. You got on that show, you were big. He also had, he played for labels like Roulette, Colprix, MGM, Columbia, and Buddha Records, okay? He approached a guy named Nick Senzi with some tapes, and the next thing you know, he came out with The Gypsy Cried. The Gypsy Cried became huge. They changed his name from what it was, that notorious four-name, Italian-sounding name, to Lou Christie, because it had Christ in it, and his father was a devout follower. All right? The Gypsy Cried became a hit. Especially in the Pennsylvania area. He got signed up by Morris Levy of Roulette Records. And then the rest is history. He placed some top 10 charters. He had 2 number ones, including the great Lightning Strikes, which is on every jukebox. In fact, Joe, if I'm not mistaken here, when we were talking earlier, you said, well, that's how I know him. Lightning Strikes.
Oh, Lightning Strikes. Yeah, I think
anywhere you go, right?
Everybody in the world, Mike, has to know that song, I would imagine.
Right. It's a great song. You knew him from there. He was in the Army, no different than Elvis and a lot of other guys from entertainment world back then. He went in the Army. He got out. He came back up with the group called the Tammies. They're the ones that do the background singing and Lightning Strikes and Rhapsody in the Rain. They're so damn good. They did some videos with them also. He wrote Egyptian Shumba, which was a big hit in the soul. She says, the guy was as much a songwriter as everything else. That's how my grass looks. My landscapers missed last week. I'm not kidding you. I don't know if that's a hairy chest or he carved something out. There he is. Everybody had that look in the early 60s. Everybody. And everybody had that I'm lost look in the late 70s, like this one. And everybody had, please, is there any more coke in the house in the late 80s? And then they said, I think I want to be like Elvis and wear an all-white suit or like Donnie.
Yeah.
Hagen. And then this guy's
Kenny
going,
Loggins.
I need a Greyhound bus. But he did it all. He did it all. He got out of the roulette contract and he got discharged from the military. God bless him. And that's when his career really, really took off. He had a resurgence from 67 to 1970. He toured with the Earth Angels, a group that backed him. He also was dubbed by Robert John, who did Sad Eyes and some other things. So when he broke a contract or didn't show up for something, they would dub Robert John's voice. If you've ever heard the song, Say, I can't even get that high. I used to back in. Well, I used to do a lot of things back in the day. But Sad Eyes was his song, and The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Are you sure that's not Matthew Perry?
Yeah.
There's my guy. I don't know if that's an older fan or his mother, to be honest with you. There's the blonde streaks. That means you're trying to hide something. The one on the left, he never wished he took, and the one on the right, he wished he was younger. There he is. He was still touring, still doing his number, still getting it done. There he is with the head of, I believe, Scotland Yard. I don't know for what, retrieving something, and there he is working his butt off, ladies and gentlemen. He did some albums all the way into the 90s. And Christie released his first concert album, Greatest Hits Live from the Bottom Live, which, I mean, the guy had like hits. He had a ton of them. The Gypsy Cried, Two Faces Have I, How Many Teardrops? Let's see what else we got here. Lightning Strikes, Rhapsody in the Rain, Since I Don't Have You, I'm Gonna Make You Mine. It's a great song.
Funny, Mike. I listened through the catalog, and I was
here,
like,
I'm gonna make. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I wonder. I could play it on this, right? No, can they hear it?
Maybe.
I'm gonna Make You Mine by Lou Christie. Because it's not really breaking the law if I'm doing it.
I could pull it up on my phone. Hold on. It's called. What's it called, Mike?
I'm gonna hear it.
A very tiny bit.
Oh yeah. But with the
Here, let's see if they can hear it off my microphone. Hang on.
Yeah, that's called a failure.
You hear it?
Yeah. Lost you.
Nothing. Well, anyway, it's a little blurb of it so that we don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, that was I'd say that experiment. The plane. Here's the plane. Ready? Oh,
well, now we know not to play it
I'm
off.
sorry, that wasn't a plane. That was a nuclear reactor.
There it is. The bunker buster.
That was a rocket. Let me tell you something. First of all, congrats. They've been a pain in my ass since 1979. I've been hearing I'm going to die for 45 years by a bunch of those people out there miles away. So I don't feel bad at all. Okay. But I do know this. The bunker buster is going to be a drink. It's got to be a drink. A shot.
It sounds like a drink,
right?
doesn't
A
it?
bunker, you got to have a drink in honor of a pain in our ass since the 70s, 80s, hostages walking out. Enough.
And I don't know if you saw, Mike, right before we went live on the show, there is now a ceasefire between Israel and Iran that is Trump announced. So, FYI.
Yeah. They had a pistol left. Boom. And they're still not dealing. Okay? Thank you, Skeletor. He was great. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, let me get back to what we were doing here because we tried to play some music and it worked out. Everybody got our meaning. Lou Christie was great. And I'll tell you what, he just died recently. They didn't have any cause of his death from what I saw, Joe.
I did not see a cause of death either.
Yeah, they don't announce it anymore. He took over for Bobby Rydell's The Golden Boys back with Frankie Avalon, who's still going, who's a good buddy of mine, and Fabian. After Rydell's death in 2022, he sang falsetto into his 70s, which made him a popular act. So he passed away. God bless. And I do mean this. God bless Lou Christie and to his family and everybody in Pennsylvania. He was a great artist. He really was. He sold a lot of records. Lisa, you're right. You knew him, huh? That's awesome. With your profile. There you go. He was awesome. Out. We were having fun with him. He was just a great entertainer, a great singer. I had his records in the 60s. He meant a lot to me. All music did, because I didn't always have the smoothest ship. None of us did. And those guys, like, I even Sly and the Family Stone, Brian Wilson. But then I'm talking Frankie Avalon, Bobby Rydell just passed. A lot of these guys, Fabian, all these people, they bring back memories. And this guy did. Lou Christie was great. So may he rest in peace. And I'll tell you that right now. And now, I think this is a first. We're mourning somebody big just died with one of the great restaurants I've ever been to, ladies and gentlemen. Gale Street Inn.
Oh yeah,
right there.
One of the best.
Gale Street Inn had the best ribs that you could ever have, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, right there on Milwaukee Avenue, right across from the CTA bus station. I'm going to tell you something. I had such a great relationship with George Carsis. Me and BB did. We had parties there. There's George. I did remotes there. We did videos there. George just got tired. George just decided, hey, I'm not going to do it. It was there since 1963. I got some people were criticizing because George didn't give anybody any warning. He just closed up shop. I know it will be a successful restaurant at some other point or some other deal, but George put a lot into that neighborhood. And Jefferson Park was a lot different until George Carsis got there, organized some things. I got a great story. I was doing a show with, I believe it was Chickets, or was it Fred Human? They're one of the two greats. And we were going to do a remote from Gale Street Inn. And that's where the meat falls off the bone, and made my day when I made that up and I said it on the air. That's where I don't like the chewy ribs. The meat falls off the bone. You pick up, it falls down. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. He put that on his menus where the Gale Street Inn, where the meat falls. People get 6 figures for that kind of stuff. You know what I got? The best ribs.
You got some free ribs.
I got all sorts of good stuff from George. He took such good care of our parties and everything else. And I said, I got to reward this guy. I had a remote. Me and Jiggs, I think it was. And I think it might have been Fred. One of them two. Anyway, we're at Gale Street Inn, full house. And we see one of our guests is going to be this guy named Kevin James.
Kevin James, wow.
Wait, some new guy. I said, really?
Probably really young at the time.
I go, a comedian. I go, named Kevin James is going to join us. Can I ask you why? I think it was Jesse Rogers. I go, Jesse, can I ask you why? First of all, this guy's is funny as hell. But he's also got a new show coming on. I go, where? He goes on CBS called King of Queens.
Yeah, big show, man.
What year did that come on? Because then I'll know who my partner was. Because I'm drawing a blank. I've been in the business for so damn long.
Let's see. King of Queens.
What year?
Premiered in 1998, Mike.
Yeah. Me and Jiggs. So we're at the Gale Street Inn. So this guy, this sort of heavyset guy, comes up and he sits down next to us and between us, and we do the interview. I go, you came from O'Hare to our deal? Because we were owned by CBS at the time, so they funneled them right there, right? It's right down the street from O'Hare, basically. And I go, I don't know who this guy is. Had I known what he was going to turn into, a major star in Kevin.
Yeah, could you imagine?
I know I've joked about it many, many, many times. that we started a lot. There you are with Ben Stiller and she's a doll.
Larry Stiller and
Leah Rahimi, or is it her name?
yeah, Leah Rahimi. Yep.
I know my good lookers. She's a 9.5, 10. That wedding ring, was that hers or is that from the show?
Who knows? It's probably from the show.
It's what got many people in trouble with that kind of attitude, Joe. Who knows? Okay. That's all I'm going to tell you. Anyway, Gale Street Inn was the best. Best ribs you'll ever have, ladies and gentlemen. Best bar. I feel for all the people there. George was a great guy, and I wanted to make him, somebody big in Chicago. And there's been a lot of businesses closing down lately, Mayor Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You better start opening them up again. Don't make me run. You'll lose. So get things together. But with George Carsus and Gale Street, and God love you. And Sister Rosemary from Misericordia. What a wonderful person she is. Let me read some of it. I was looking her up today because Ditka was big with her. In fact, Ditka was a big Misericordia guy, and he made Sister Rosemary a focal point. Let me look her up here. Sister Rosemary, Misericordia. That's all you got to say.
That's it.
Obituary information for Sister Rosemary Conley. Great woman. Spent 50 years there at Misericordia. The growth of the place is all because of her. She was, along with Father Smith from Maryville, they were master fundraisers. She was interned today at Misericordia. The funeral's tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Holy Name Cathedral downtown. She was major. And then her resting place is going to be at All Saints Catholic Cemetery, 700 North River Road. So we wanted to get that in. Also,
God bless her.
God bless Sister Rosemary, man. I go by Misericordia over there on Ridge and Devon, which used to be Angel Guardian Orphanage, and it's outstanding. So we had a full show today, folks. Lou Christie, God bless you, my friend. Thank you. I'm gonna make you mine. And Gale Street, where the meat falls off the bone, and then of course Sister Rosemary. So on behalf of Joe, right, Joe? Here I am. Said, give me another rib, baby. Just one rib. On behalf of Joe Mandel, I'm Mike North. See you next time.